by her doing what she has done and owning her feminism, owning her body, owning her sexuality, owning her motherhood, owning who she is. When I was in Spain, I owned who I was.
Yeah.
And it was the first time I recognized I am so proud of the little girl in me that knew that the older version of me could do this. And so I'm dancing, walking down the aisle. I'm showing up on stage because I have things I would like to share. And instead of being meek and mild and timid in my voice, it's like, no, I'm here. It probably could have still happened, but the ripple effect of that friend owning who she is gave me the courage to look in the mirror and say, I can do it too. Welcome to Permission to Be, where the messy middle finally gets a microphone.
Because let's be honest, life is not a highlight reel.
Here, we laugh at the absurd stuff, cry at the real stuff,
and talk about what it actually takes to find your way back to yourself. Hello, everybody.
Hello. Welcome to Permission to Be.
Jinx.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I own you today. I would like to talk about women. Broad topic.
Yeah.
Let's narrow it down.
Okay.
Supporting women. Women supporting women. What do you think?
Okay. I like it.
Yeah?
I like it. Yeah.
Because I support you.
You do.
And,
We're
end of episode.
codependent,
And
right? Yeah.
done.
Find someone who supports you. It's
Click.
awesome. Bye.
No, I just man, it is so cool when you can surround yourself with women that want to support one another and not backstab one another. I think it's beautiful.
It's completely different. But
Yeah.
I think if we're going to go there, I think we have to start with our roots of because you and I have not been this way
No.
for most of, I would say probably 80% of our lives.
Well, I think you and I, we have been burned.
Burned?
Burned. We have been burned repeatedly by women. And even several years ago when you and I started our business together, I was always so circumspect when women were kind because I was like, what's the ulterior motive here?
Well, yeah, because that's what you learn.
Right. And now all of a sudden 2 years later, you're like, this is so beautiful. Ooh, give me all the feels.
Sorry,
Did you just get paid?
I have it on Do Not Disturb, but it's my husband.
Did you
So
just
he
get money?
passes it.
No. I
No,
thought
but
maybe
can
there
we
was
talk
money.
about really quickly that I got a weekend at my home
Alone.
with my family gone?
Shannon told me on Friday her spouse was taking the kids away for the weekend, and he was like, well, maybe we don't go. And she was like, you're leaving. Like, you are
bad.
going.
I was, oh my God. And I was not even luteal, by the way.
No.
I think this is just the new personality. But no, my kids were driving me absolutely bonkers. And we're cleaning up, and my husband's like, I don't know if we're going to leave tomorrow. I don't know if we're going to leave Saturday. And I walked up to him, and just to him, I said, you're leaving tomorrow. And he was like, oh, okay. Okay. And he did. I mean, he was out the door by 12:30.
I mean, and mad props when I took my children to Hawaii. So roles reverse with the spouses. My husband's like, I don't want to be alone. And I remember looking at him being like, what? What
is wrong with you?
And he goes, it's so quiet in this house. I go, yeah,
That's the point. That is the point.
And the thing is, we're in a really good phase. And you know this, we've talked about it on the podcast before, but to be able to read or wake up without an alarm clock or without the kids or the dog coughing into vomiting, it's beautiful.
Oh,
for quiet.
And I'd never done it before. I had never
Also
been
true.
home. I mean, I've taken trips where I was gone. I've even done solo overnights in a hotel.
Not in your house, though.
But never in my house. And the other thing I'm really, really proud of myself for, which Jane's probably going to cringe
probably.
over this, I have not been productive at all. At all. And that's really, I know you're struggling with that. But I'm actually proud of myself because there was a part of me, there's always that part of me that when my husband gets home, it's and I did this, and I did this, and I did this, and I did this, and I did this. See how good it was that you left me alone because I did all these things.
But maybe my disappointment was, did you at least were you productive in reading romance?
Oh my God, that's like all I've done.
Okay, so we are a winning team.
I mean productive in like I didn't clean out the playroom. I didn't organize our fridge.
No.
I have been highly productive towards myself. Highly.
I'm so proud. That is
Do
where
I have a glow? Because you know.
Multiples, everybody, multiples. Let's just
the
leave
toys
that.
came out to play. No, it's good.
I'm so proud of you.
So am I. I binge watched the Love Story, the JFK Jr. and Carolyn Bessette.
Oh, I haven't seen it yet. Is it hot and steamy?
No, it's not hot and steamy.
Well, you did this, so I was like,
no, but like,
good.
I have not been fully obsessed with the show
In a while.
I mean, like, I like Emily in Paris. Like, it's fun. This is,
But
like,
I mean,
and you would love it because, like, Carolyn Bessette is spicy. Like, she is. I mean, I don't know if it's true, right? Nobody really knows. There's a lot of conversations between the two of them that you're like, okay, nobody knows because they're both dead. But, oh my gosh. Oh
but
my
see,
God.
I love this because
obsessed.
I also loved her style. I've been traveling a lot, and everybody has a style. I'm very classic, right? Like, you know this. I went and bought all these clothes, and Seth's like, there's no color. And you're like,
yes.
That's kind of the point.
Yeah.
But when I look at her, I don't try to emulate her, but I always respect her style because she was always so classic.
Dude.
See, this is women supporting women.
Yes. I have not, like, I was watching that show being like, I want to be Carolyn Bessette.
You could pull it off. You got the blonde, the blue eyes, the
but
look.
not even just that. Like, how she holds herself, how she talks
Give me an example.
to people.
Role
like,
play.
for
in
instance,
3, 2,
so
1, go.
JFK Jr. is coming to her, right? So she gets introduced by Calvin Klein to JFK Jr., who's like the most eligible bachelor in New York City, right?
Yeah,
and she's
spicy.
a nobody in Calvin Klein. Calvin Klein introduces her, and JFK Jr. is like, give me your number.
Yeah.
Like, give me your number. And she's like, no. And then she just kind of walks away, and he's like, what? Like, let me give you my number.
Well played.
And she looks back and she goes, you know where I work. Try reception. And then walks away. And
That's
you're like,
out of a movie.
no, but it's
And
constant like
that is like the hook, line, sinker. That's when she got his attention even more.
Not only that, but so he shows up late to a dinner one time and she's about to leave. And so they're sitting down, and I love where this has gone.
No, this is great. I love it.
But so they're sitting down to dinner, and he says something about like, well, I don't say that to impress you. And she goes, no kidding. You showed up 30 minutes late. Like, she does not give him an inch. And it's JFK Jr., right?
Which everybody then assumes like he's a god, but not in her mind.
No, not at all. You would
Okay,
love
I'm in.
it. And I know that you don't watch TV shows really.
Because
and
I read the romance.
Well, no kidding. But this was good enough that I paused the book that I was reading and I binge watched like 4 episodes.
Just so you guys are all aware, Liz Tom Ford, and we don't know if it's Tom Ford or Tom Ford-E.
Somebody tell us.
Please. She and Allie Hazelwood, Shannon and I both believe, write some of the most beautiful tension when it comes to romance. And Liz Tom Ford-E, she came out with her new book, and Shannon downloaded it immediately. So for her,
70% done with it.
Shut up.
Yep.
Okay, but
when I tell you I have been productive,
but you stopped the book to watch this. That is a tell.
Yes.
That's my point, is like,
I did.
this actually has weight.
And last night, because I did not have kids to wake me up at 6 o'clock in the morning, I stayed up until after midnight reading.
Oh, I'm so proud of you. And it was daylight savings.
Which I forgot. And so what was funny was we were supposed to record the podcast, and I wake up 20 minutes before we were supposed to. And I dreamt it. I dreamt that I woke up like 20 minutes before we were supposed to record the podcast.
So, all right. So we're learning that she is a badass. We're learning that as you and I...
She died, but...
You're turning 40. I'm 41, turning 42 this year. And we're really stepping into this empowerment of, if women are supporting women, you're in. If women are not
Yes.
supporting women, if women are going behind people's backs and talking poorly or making moves that are not for the collective of women, I don't want to say you're out, but like it doesn't flow with us. Like this doesn't work.
And I think it shows up a lot of different ways. So the talking behind somebody's like that I feel like is kind of that's
High school and stop doing it.
yeah. But I feel like, and we actually had a friend of ours who dealt with this a lot recently, of she really came into herself and she was extremely confident and she was showing more of her sexuality and everything, and people lost their minds.
But here's what I've learned, and you and I've talked about this, and I'm going there, is that people were triggered.
Totally.
But you and I even had a moment, but then we realized we're not triggered because we think it's wrong. We're triggered because wouldn't that be amazing to be so empowered with yourself the way that Caroline is with with JFK Jr., that you could just own it.
To own yourself so much that you can show up in that way.
I find
that's my point, is that it's so hard for people to see I'm triggered in this moment by her dancing sexually or whatever.
Right.
That is nothing on her.
It's everything on you.
Everything on me. What is my programming telling? What is my upbringing? What is my view on, you know, maybe it's that like I don't have the body that I could show up like that. And so, yeah, it's so insidious.
It is. And I think that's the other thing, is that people get, so, you know, like we host calls every week, and my biggest pet peeve is being multitasked and or interrupted. Like they're kind of
never multitask Jane unless you want her to make a voodoo doll of you. Well,
Shannon does multitasking, and then I call Shannon out on it. But she has earned the right where we coexist and it's okay because it's never done maliciously.
Well, but we also are on the phone for like 3 hours. If I didn't multitask you, I would get nothing done.
Touche. So what we found is really interesting is that sometimes I will call people out on their things. And what I've learned is two things. Number one, when I do that and people are triggered, it's not because of what I've said. It's because internally you probably know that you're doing it to other people as well, or people are doing it to you. And so you're like a mirror, like you're reflecting it. And then number two, instead of being upset and saying, well, you owe me an apology, or it's no, because I said it and therefore there was a reason it was said, and you're going to take something from it and I'm going to take something from it. Do I lower my tone? Am I more kind and graceful, or do I curb it and I stop doing it? Can I do that the next time? Also for you, are you being present and giving me your attention, or were you multitasking me? Can you change that action? And so I found that women supporting women and women being triggered by other women is that it's not actually about the person that triggered you. It's like you said, it's something that is internal that you need to recognize, break down so you can have the breakthrough.
And it's not only that, and this is a part of a bigger discussion, but there's such a double standard with women, right? So when you show up confidently and you have more of a direct tone, if a man were to say the same thing that you did,
fine,
nobody would give a second look, right?
Yeah.
But when a woman says it that way, they're a bitch, right? They're, you know, on a God complex or whatever. And so I think that people take it very differently.
Oh, 100%. It goes back to, and I keep saying this phrase because my mentor said it to me when he said, okay, if I'm going to start, you know, helping you and bringing this version out of you, how do you feel about your feelings? And I was like, what are you talking about? He's like, I don't do feelings. He's like, F feelings, focus on facts. The double Fs, or the quadruple Fs, actually. And I realized that so many women are not used to that because it's all about the feelings.
Well, they're not used to it in general, but we're also especially not used to it coming from
another woman.
Because we're taught to be soft. We're taught to be, you know, if you're going to say something, just curb it a little bit. You know, there's that recent, this one really ticked me off, where it was a press conference and the journalist was asking about the Epstein files and was told to smile when she was talking. And I'm like, what?
This is nope.
But here's the part where women supporting women comes in, is that what you and I have both noticed, and this is a pattern through all of our lives, is the brighter you shine, the more that you get, unfortunately, taken out by other women, right? And you and I have really, really tried to flip that.
Oh,
like
yeah.
even with our friend, when you and I were like, okay, we're a little triggered right now. But you and I sat there and we had a conversation. I was like, okay, so what is this telling? I'm triggered right now. What is this?
Oh,
And then we
I would
talked
love
about
to
it
show
and I
up
was like,
that way.
oh my God, okay, that's what's going on.
Right.
This has nothing to do with her.
And you know what's so amazing is that by her doing what she has done and owning her feminism, owning her body, owning her sexuality, owning her motherhood, owning who she is, when I was in Spain, I owned who I was.
Yeah.
And it was the first time I recognized I am so proud of the little girl in me that knew that the older version of me could do this. And so I'm dancing, walking down the aisle. I'm showing up on stage because I have things I would like to share. And instead of being meek and mild and timid in my voice, it's like, no, I'm here. It probably could have still happened, but the ripple effect of that friend owning who she is gave me the courage to look in the mirror and say, I can do it too.
And it's the fork in the road.
Mm-hmm.
When you see somebody expanding themselves, it can push you one of two ways. It
Right.
pushes you into
Victim conscious.
of letting that trigger stop you,
Yep.
or letting it expand you. Like letting it be
I
like
am the source.
Exactly. So now when I look at women who are just ripping
Oh,
through
God,
life,
it's
like
so good.
just crushing, that's almost like, okay, level up.
Oh, totally.
Like-
That's like, and I'm raising my glass to toast you,
The
and
ceiling,
here I come.
right? Ceiling just lifted.
Yeah.
Ceiling just lifted.
Yeah.
What would this world be like if women rallied around other women who are finding themselves?
It would change the trajectory of the sex entirely.
It would change. I would say it would change the entire world.
Well, it could, but the thing, I mean, but to have the balance, you have to have the polarizing and the magnetizing. And what I've also learned is that it's never going to be perfect, right? Like we've experienced some polarizing of recent. And instead of being in that victim conscious, it's like saying, okay, hey, you can't do that. And that's okay. And go do you. And we will, support you from that new avenue that you're taking. But then the women that are ready to have that trigger not be a trigger anymore, to have that breakthrough, you're like, and then welcome, and let's keep going, and stop the gossiping, and stop the backhanding comments. And
It's friendly fire.
Mm-hmm.
Women going after other women is friendly fire. It is hard enough.
Yeah, and I just don't subscribe to it. I mean, when people are commenting about other people in a negative way, if I'm involved in a capacity, we shut it down immediately. We're not doing this.
Yeah.
And so I think,
Unless it's to each other.
well, okay, so this is actually a really great point. So I've been traveling a lot. I made a documentary, and I'm in this mode of momentum and using my voice.
As you will mention, I'm in a
As-
documentary.
But I've been going. And so Shannon and I, because of time zones and everything, we haven't been able to have a lot of talks the way that we're used to. And when I came back, because I've been traveling and working, because I didn't have kids, so I've been always on the go, she said, the Brene Brown comment, right? The narrative in my head is that you're going to leave me. And what I love is that we're in a friendship where we can just say, I'm going to be so vulnerable right now, and I'm going to share this. And I'm hoping that you can give me context. Because what we've also learned is that when you are triggered emotionally, that means that you don't have the whole picture.
Yep.
And so instead of thinking, well, he did this or she did this and I'm a victim, it's like, no, your emotions is because there's no balance in the narrative that is currently happening. So Shannon said it, and I said, I'm never leaving you, but I'm also not stopping.
Mm-hmm.
And that can be kind of a game, a mind mess with the message, but it's like, just hold my hand and let's keep going, because Shannon can't leave me. That's not an option. But also, just, what do you call it in Finding Nemo, that movie with the ocean where
Just keep swimming.
no, like the turtles get into that warped, like
Oh,
it
yeah.
speeds them out. That's,
Yeah.
I'm in it. So I'm like,
I'm a whole.
just get in,
I'm the fish
into
that's
this.
trying to ride on the back of the shell.
It's like the vortexers. I'm like, just get in this.
I'm like,
I watch us
"Whoa,
go."
I'm a little seasick.
But again, that is women supporting women. It's like, I see you, I hear you, I love you. And also, I'm going to hold this vision and this version that I know is you. And you're just going to hold on.
But I also would never,
And
and
go.
this was an important thing, I don't ever want to slow you. The entire point of that conversation was not you need to slow down.
No. It was like,
It
she
was
thought
never,
I was
I'm
going
going to hold you back.
No.
It was like, I'm going to brand your butt so that you can't.
Yeah, but instead I was like, no, I'm still moving quickly, and you just are going to hold on now because we're just going to keep moving. And I think that's also the beauty is when you are surrounded by women supporting women, you know, we talk about the circle of 5. I always want to put myself in a situation where I'm not the strongest, I'm not the smartest, I'm not the wisest. I always am up-leveling my group, and I'm not leaving the other group behind. I'm so ravenous for thriving that I have no interest in just surviving.
Yeah.
And so for me, this is just this new element of awareness that I'm so in. It's kind of a joke at how obsessive I am about growth at the moment.
And I think you're getting into a space where, and you are experiencing it, right? People are more and more triggered by how direct you are and
big time
how much success you're having. And it's almost like when you reach this level, it's almost like you get a target on your back.
Oh, 100%. I've had people no longer want to work within this program that I've created because I'm successful. And they're like, we're not going to contribute to your success anymore. And instead of that victim conscious and that desperation when it comes to success and money and growth, I'm thinking that's the balance. I'm supposed to have this. You're supposed to have people that are no longer interested in that, because I have more people that are interested. And so if I can just continue to rise while balancing it, then it's a good thing. I mean, we've learned about this. When someone is very, very successful, on the other side is there's something else going on in their life that is balancing it out. And so we have
100%.
And so you have to know that it may look bright and shiny on Instagram, but there's other things going on in the background as well that then balance the pedestal and pit.
It's like I kept telling Jane when I was getting the crap kicked out of me the last couple of weeks. I kept telling her, I was like, I know there's balance somewhere. I'm looking for the balance somewhere. It's coming. I know it's got to be.
But I think even in where you were in it, I think there was balance for the first time because you were also aware of it. You knew that you were getting hit.
It didn't tank me completely because I was aware that there is a balance.
Yeah.
I was aware that, you know, I also talked about it before. The other thing is I also know it will pass. So yes, it was a time where it definitely felt like I was in waist deep mud.
Yeah.
And, you know, and that was the trigger for me, was watching my friend absolutely soar when I feel stuck, right?
Yeah.
But at the same time, and I know I told you this multiple times, I know that this is going to pass. And I know that when I do get to that week where it feels effortless and it feels great, which will come,
Yeah.
I'm going to appreciate the dark so much more. But what's
100%.
interesting with women supporting women and women in general is we want to show up for the person who's struggling. We don't necessarily want to show up for the woman who's thriving.
Or we want to show up for the woman that's struggling only when it's convenient for us.
But like if you look at a video on Instagram of, like, I posted a video one time, best video I've ever gotten. It was when I lost it on like I lost it on the internet.
Wait, I thought it was the one when you were dancing with Mr. Bean analogy.
Okay, that one went the most viral because apparently that resonates with people. It was a good one. But no, the like talk to camera, I had completely broken, which the breakdown did lead to a breakthrough. But people love to rally around that. And it's great, right? You feel like you have support. I would just challenge myself, everyone who's listening, that when a woman shows up in her full power, when she's not needing you to pick her up and scrape her up off the ground, when she needs somebody to look and be like, keep going.
Yeah.
You got it.
Right.
Go. That is where it will make all the difference. Because yes, it's great to show up for women who are struggling, But just as much as you show up for that person, show up for the person who is in love, who is nailing their job, who is finding financial security, who is,
Right.
becoming the woman that she's always wanted to be. And now she stands taller. She stands more confident. She speaks more confident. She speaks more direct. She is, funding her family. Like we talked about, there were several times where you were somewhere with your kids and somebody asked you what your husband did.
Oh, yeah. I actually, I love it because it just empowers me more. I'm on the right path to change the generational judgment of it's the man's world and we're here to help provide. It's like, no, I'm
we're
actually
here to support.
Yeah. I also love the fact that when it comes to women supporting other women, as we've noticed, and we're equally to blame, in the beginning, when women would have success, we genuinely would be happy for them. But we would also then be triggered at the same moment of like, but what about me? Why am I struggling? Why am I not having it? I can confidently now say in the last 2 years, I look back on every struggle with such gratitude, because to sit today on a podcast, I wouldn't be this person if I didn't actually struggle. And I think far too often people don't believe in that. And there was a really famous, he's involved in AI, and he was at Stanford University giving a commencement speech. And he said at the very end, he goes, I hope you all struggle. And everyone was laughing, thinking like, what the, right? Like you're in the loony bin. He goes, no, really. I hope you struggle, because you will never understand success and you will never understand what it took to get there if you do not struggle. Now, I took that with my husband and we watched it together, and I said, in the same breath, as much as we are succeeding in life and we are having a lot more financial freedom, I also do desire our children to struggle. And people have a really hard time when I say this. Like family specifically thinks that I'm crazy, because if my children don't struggle and they have all of these things at their fingertips, I don't know if they'll amount to very much in their life if they had everything handed to them.
That's like snowplow parenting, where
Right.
you remove everything, every obstacle from in front of your kids. Like, I don't want my kids to get bullied, but I also know that if it happens, I have to show up for them in that emotion, not try to remove the emotion and the pain from it.
My children are fighting, and instead of going and breaking it up, I just let it play out. Even if sometimes it gets violent, let it play out, right? Unless it's catastrophic. But for the most part, and my husband's been really great at this, because even at the park, right? They're playing and they fall, and I'm like, oh, be careful. And Seth's like, you need to stop coming to the park. And he goes, because if they fall and if they hurt themselves, they fall and they hurt themselves. And that was supposed to happen because it happened. And he said, you being a helicopter parent isn't helping them, right? Like the struggle. And so I'm learning more and more that life is so beautiful, even in the hardships with my kids. So it goes back to all of us. If you're still on this growth of women supporting women, embrace it, but try to move yourself out of it to support women, to not get triggered that someone's being successful and you're not, that struggle you're in is actually necessary.
Well, and if you get triggered, you're never not going to get triggered. That's the thing.
Right.
You're never going to get to a level in life where you're like, and I'm button free. Like, I don't have them anymore.
Right.
They get less sensitive.
Yes.
Right. But I think the even bigger thing, I still get triggered. It's just now that I get triggered, I know it's a me thing. So and that's not to say that sometimes people trigger me and they did something wrong. That's like, there are times where it is that person did something wrong. But then it again flips to me of why is that causing such a big trigger?
Yeah.
And then how can I draw a boundary to protect myself from that in the future?
Yeah.
If that person's done something wrong, right? But even in that moment, it's like, okay, that taught me something. Your triggers are your teachers. That, like you said, that happened for a reason to put me in the situation where I made the decision to do this, or I became this person. And then it changes everything from that point on, right? It's the butterfly effect.
Totally. I think another great example for people that are listening is that maybe you've been in a situation where it's relatives and it's family that continue to trigger you or rub you wrong, or they're just doing things that hurt others that you are close with. It's happening for a reason, but you don't have to change them, but you get to change yourself. And so you get to choose, am I going to tolerate this? Am I going to put myself in this situation again? Am I going to engage or interact? Or do I lovingly keep more distance? When people want to get all of us together, do I say, thank you, but no, because I know this sounds a little like it's a big statement, but you only have one life. One life. Like, we don't get to redo today. And so how are you going to show up that honors and respects you, that honors and respects if you have family and the children that you were raising, how to teach them to have the boundaries and also the support and the love and the cheerleading of others. And so it's, how do you continue to grow instead of revolve? Because if you keep doing the same thing over and over, it's like a tire, right? You're just same thing, same thing, same thing. Or are you going to stop, get off that train and get on another one that's going to now turn into a bigger revolution?
And I think the part that know that this is coming, if you're like, okay, I'm going to get off this train, your brain is going to fight like hell to not get off that train.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's way easier said than done. And Jane and I have spent the better part of the last almost 3 years.
Oh, I always tell Shannon, send me the bill. Send me the bill, because she helps me get off that train.
Your body will always keep you in a familiar hell over an unfamiliar heaven, right? Mm-hmm. So the familiar hell in women not supporting women is that, like, if somebody else, side tangent, but it is relative. It's relevant. I read this thing the other day that was talking about why people are close to you don't support you.
Yeah,
so
tell me
if you
the
think
answer.
about it, yeah, right? Like, you've never had that before.
Multiple times a week.
You're like only surrounded by it.
Yeah.
But it was so fascinating to me because it was talking about how, and we see this all the time on social media, right? Like, a friend of yours starts a social media account and the immediate judgment of everybody around that person being like, does she think she's an influencer? Like,
right.
How crazy. And then they're scrolling the internet, buying things from a complete stranger.
Who's an influencer.
Who is an influencer. But they're supporting that person, but not the person that they actually know.
Oh, I got stories of seeing things in family and friends' homes, and I'm like,
you're like, I'm missing part of my tongue from biting it.
Yeah.
But this article explained how that happens, and it was so it clicked for me.
You're the suspense.
I know, I got you on the edge of your seat, right? I'm Liz Tom 40. I'm building the tension.
Liz, get to the point.
Can you also tell us how to pronounce your name? Because it's very up for debate. So they were talking about how when somebody that is removed from you, so a big influencer that you don't know,
right,
them succeeding does not threaten who you are. When somebody close to you starts making a change that puts you out of your comfort zone, even if they're not asking you to do it, that puts you out of your comfort zone, it attacks where you're at. Because it's like other people around you who are changing and elevating, and you're always going to have those people who fight that change, because if you start elevating, that makes that gap and it makes where they are look more obvious, right? Or it's like, the friend who looks at you, right, who's traveling all over the world, and they want to attack what you're doing because secretly you're doing what they want to do. And you actually doing it means that a person in their real life is making it happen and they're not.
So it goes, okay. So I have a hat that says choose and move.
Mm-hmm.
So when people close to you choose and move in the direction that they are desiring, the people that are closest to them that don't choose and move are so triggered that they would rather not support that person and instead support someone else, because now the mirror and the reflection is on them for not choosing and moving.
Yeah, because when somebody that's directly in your circle starts succeeding, it shines a light on that you're not.
Damn.
Now, when some removed person from the internet who is, I think the thing is that I think a lot of times with influencers, they're like, unicorns,
unobtainable,
right? They're unobtainable. They're just this mythical creature that exists on the internet and extracts money from the internet. When a friend of yours starts doing it, it removes so many, and it's like, her life, right? You know that she has kids. You know that she is busy. And all of a sudden, none of those excuses are keeping her bound anymore. and she's showing up, you don't support her because it triggers the crap out of you that you should be doing something different. And when I read that, I was like, oh,
But that
my God.
checks in every regard.
Every single one. Every single one.
I mean,
it's why,
I'm
you
blown a
post
little.
and people want to judge. It's like, who cares if I'm showing up on social media? Who cares? Why do you care? And then you judge, but then you'll support somebody who you don't know, who you have no idea who this person is. But because they have 500,000 followers,
It doesn't matter.
and it's unattainable to you, right? That's a different stratosphere. That's not comparing apples to apples. When it's your friend, that's comparing apples to apples.
Okay, this has been a really good eye opener for me in so many regards. Yes. You did good. You did good.
Thanks.
Send me the bill. Send me the bill. This is what I always say. She never sends me the bill.
I send it in other ways.
But I think this is really good. And I think not to end the episode by any means, but it's more of just like, I'm really happy that we're talking about this, because if you are finding yourself triggered by your friend or someone that you've grown up with and you aren't as close, and they're still on this trajectory of growing, thriving, now not even surviving anymore, they're succeeding. It's, why are you triggered? And can you put down that type of person that you were, and can you choose to be another person that you desire to be? Because if you desire it and you continue to like take the baby steps towards it, before you know it, you're there. And I don't know, Shannon and I talk about it. I always like to ask women out and be like, do you want to go have lunch with me? I know this sounds really weird. I'm going to ask you out because I think you're cool and I would like to get to know you better. And people laugh because I'm so direct. It's like, I think you're awesome. Do you have time to pour into me so I can pour into you and get to know you better? And wouldn't it be cool if women started asking more women out to engage, to support, and to be there for one another?
And I think it's encouraging that pause between trigger and reaction. And I think so many times that pause is minute, right? You're like, she's succeeding, I'm triggered.
Yeah.
And then it's like, and then we know, right? The 3 R's, then we're in resistance. We start disassociating, we start pulling away, we start, finding reasons that we're going to criticize that other person because they're doing something that secretly we want to do. And so you have a friend who's doing something great, and then you go into resistance about it, right? Or you resent them because you're like, oh, well, I should be doing that. Well, or even, and this is a low blow, but we love to attack women in regards to their kids and being mothers.
That's a
and
we have done
traveling all over the place, right? The first thing that people want to come and say is, oh, you're poor kids.
Right.
Or no one would ever say anything like that to a dad who was traveling, right?
No.
But then that's the resentment, is the shoulds. Like, she should be with her kids more. I should be traveling more. I should have more of this. He should be doing this. And then it takes you to resistance of like, I'm just going to pull away.
I love this though.
And then you pull away. But it's so messed up because, and this is a challenge, full challenge.
Okay.
To everybody who's listening. I don't care if you're male, female, whatever. The next time that you see a friend doing something rad.
Rad. Oh, that, by the way, P.S. really quick, that's our word, savage. They're being
we're
savage.
fully adopting the word savage.
They're savage.
Don't care. It's savage.
They're owning who they are and they're going for it.
They're owning who they are, or they're trying something new and it's messy and it maybe is awkward.
Savage.
We are going to challenge ourselves. Even if there's a moment where we're like, ooh, that's cringe, or wow, what are they trying to do? We are going to stop ourselves.
Yeah.
And you are a fully capable human being of putting a pause there and being like, okay, why am I triggered right now? I'm triggered because that person has the the uterus to show up.
The vajayjay.
They have the vagina.
You can't even say it.
Vagina?
You laughed.
No, I was laughing because I was like, how far can I go here? She's got the labia. She's got the ovaries. You have the ovaries to show yourself on social media. That's freaking terrifying.
But remember, if you're triggered, that means there's no balance.
And that also means that it's something about you. It is a mirror They are mirroring
Come on,
something
everybody.
back to you.
Please get this. Please get this.
So if your friend is selling something online,
Yeah.
or if they are starting a new thing where they're selling socks, I don't know, whatever.
How
I don't
can
care
you-
how stupid you think it is. Support them.
Right. How can you support them? Do you
And that
realize
doesn't necessarily mean buying something, but that means showing up in their DMs or
This
sending
is
them a text and being
amazing.
like, you're amazing.
Yeah.
Keep going.
and that ripple effect? Watch how I had this daydream moment, an epiphany that Shannon and I are on stage at our first tour, and you're on there and you're passionate. And
Never known to be passionate
And I
before.
am just rooting you on, and I'm taking dollars and I'm throwing my money at you, and I'm just so happy because I'm not in resistance. I'm supporting you.
But imagine how beautiful that is. And also imagine yourself. Put yourself in that person's shoes of, I just showed up and did something absolutely terrifying, and I had women showing up telling me, keep going.
It's beautiful. And also, Seth and I do this thing, right? Like if a couple years ago, there was a college kid. I was at Trader Joe's. I was buying groceries, and her credit card didn't work, and it was embarrassing for her. And I said, here. And so I did the little swipe the card, and I paid it, and everyone around was a little shocked. And all I said was, pay it forward. It's not about the money. It's not the gesture. It's that fact that there was someone that was like, something happened. There wasn't a moment where she was embarrassed. Instead of being embarrassed, it's like, it's all okay, right? How can you support other people? Now, she was a woman, and it was perfect, right? Because it was a woman supporting another woman,
Yeah.
instead of her being alone in this moment where people were judging her, and said, I'm not judging. I've been there. I mean, I used to steal food from the hotel when I was in my 20s because I had no money.
Yeah.
And I get it. So I think, to your point, let's be one another's cheerleaders.
And it's simple.
Oh, it's so
Like,
simple.
last night we went to dinner. There was a woman, the server, and I was just like, you are stunning.
Oh, I'm so proud of
And-
you. You said it.
Oh, I say it all the time. Every single time that I'm talking to somebody, I try to find one thing that's genuine. I don't want to lie,
Right.
but I try to find one thing that is genuine. The checkout person.
Yeah. Well,
You
let's
know,
be clear.
giving-
We dress for other women.
Oh, totally.
Like, I
Totally.
get dressed up to see how we can all show up for one another.
I sometimes take women by surprise because I'll be like, your butt looks amazing in those jeans.
Oh, yeah. I always talk about the chest.
But like you
'Cause
see,
I got nothing.
I got nothing. So
Someone's like, you're beautiful.
yeah, it's just like, you got a great personality. You're funny. I'm like, I'll take it. I don't care. But here's another thing. Like, you see a mom who is struggling
Oh, yeah.
in a grocery store, and her kids are melting down, and she is trying to keep herself together. Walk by, put your arm on her arm, and just say, you are doing a great job. Keep going.
Seth and I do that all the time. That's actually kind of our go-to when we're traveling on planes or we're at airports or grocery stores. We were at the San Diego Zoo. There was a mom that she was a new mom. She was breastfeeding. She puts the baby down in the carriage. She's got the little fan on. She's trying to eat right before like the baby gets fussy. And when we were leaving, I was like, I just want you to know you're amazing. Like, you're incredible. And I think she was a little taken back by it because she's in the corner. It's really hot that day, and she's probably just trying to survive.
Totally.
And in that moment, it's like, you don't have to acknowledge me. I'm moving, right?
It
Like
costs you 3 seconds of your time.
right. And Seth even said, he goes, what'd you say? I was like, she was that woman. She's doing it right, and she should know it. And he's like, cool.
And the mom who's struggling,
You're
that's like, and I always laugh because you see the mom who's, potato sack carrying their kid.
Yeah.
And you're just like, she has asked not once, not twice, not thrice.
Yeah.
She has asked that child to do something 35
Oh, yeah.
times.
and he hasn't done it.
And he has not done it. And she is holding on by a thread.
We were in Hawaii, and we were getting ice cream, and there was a dad with 3 boys.
Ugh.
All of them were shoeless, and the baby over 1, maybe like almost 2, was walking with a diaper, and the diaper was saggy. Like, you could tell it needed to be changed hours ago. And he's whining. And the dad is kind of oblivious, but I also feel like he's just, right? He's not really oblivious. He just knows. But dang it, he's getting ice cream with his boys, and it is raining. And this kid has just a diaper on. And my son is like, judging, right? Judging. You and I have had this the last episode about your daughter and my son judge with their facial expressions. And he leaves in the rain and he's crossing the street and the boys are holding on and he's holding the kid and the kid is crying and my son is so disgusted. And I said to my son, he's doing the best he can. And I go, why don't we celebrate? He took his kids out to get ice cream. And my son, you could tell, did not like my answer. He
probably just saved his wife from pulling her freaking hair out. Because if he had all 4 boys, that meant she got a hot second.
And the thing is, I probably years ago would have also judged. And in that moment, I look at him and I was like, wow, you did it. Like, you're in the rain, they're shoeless, but my gosh, you got them ice cream.
Right?
And that is amazing. And right now, I think you're not surviving, you're thriving.
Yeah, you might still be surviving, but like, show up for those people.
Right.
Say the word. And it doesn't need to be a grand gesture. It just needs to be,
quick and move.
Exactly.
Choose a move.
Exactly. Tell somebody that they look beautiful. Compliment how they're dressing.
Yeah.
Compliment how they made you laugh. Compliment that they are showing up, that they're in a grocery store trying to buy things with their kids. And the more that you can do that, and it doesn't just have to be women, but I do feel like
I think that's a good start.
Doing it to other women, it's a safer place, right? It just is, right? Me complimenting a woman on how she dresses, I'm not hitting on her, right?
No,
it comes from a safer place, but it's also, again, I noticed something about her and I wasn't getting anything out of it.
Right.
And
I
so
think that's a good start. You're right. It's
a great start. Just start there, right? If a friend of yours does show up on social media or she does, like, whatever the case is, she started a new job and you're like, I'm sorry, you're doing what?
Yeah.
Stop, pause, and go into, how can I support you? And that'll look like a pat on the back. That'll look like a atta girl. That'll look like a keep going.
But just be there. So I think what we've learned, stop the gossiping, stop the backstabbing, stop trying to do things behind other people's backs that are, and if it ever happened to you, how would that make you feel? And if it makes you feel cringy, then you know that you need to stop what you're doing. Those actions need to be
part of the problem.
Blown up. Yep. Start showing up, start supporting other women, and start being the person that you want other people to be towards you. And watch the ripple effect take place.
Find that pause between trigger and reaction.
I hope that this episode resonated. Shannon and I were fired up. We want to continue to spread this message of support instead of sabotage. And if this resonated and you would like to share it with someone, please do so. Comment, subscribe, like, share. What else? There's more.
Leave a review.
Leave a review. See, I knew there was going to be more.
Yes. Leave a review. It really does help.
We're not going away. We got 100 episodes ahead of us. We will stalk you forever.
Yeah, it'll just keep showing up in your feed.
Yes, it will. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Love you guys. All right. Thanks for hanging out with us in the messy middle. If this episode made you feel seen, laugh a little, or think, wow, it's not just me, then you are exactly who this space is for.
And if you want to keep these conversations going, hit subscribe so you don't miss the next episode. And if you know another woman who's navigating hormones, motherhood, or just the general chaos of being human, send this her way.
And remember, we listen, we don't judge, and you don't have to have it all figured out to belong here. We'll see you next time.